My name is Danny. I'm a junior at UMass, and I tore my ACL 2 times in the last year. So basketball has always been my life ever since I was a little kid. I started playing when I was 5 years old, and since then I've been playing every single year until then. Um, when I got to high school, I made my varsity team my junior year, and I also started my senior year. I went to Holliston High School, where I was a center, and I'm 6'6", and I averaged about 15 points, 12 rebounds my senior year. I got looked at by a couple schools, a couple colleges around the area, but I decided to go to Bryant University in Rhode Island instead. Um, and there I decided to try to walk onto the team. When I got there, they just turned D1, and I actually made the team when I got there. So I played at Bryant for a year, but then I decided to transfer to UMass my sophomore year, and I had the hopes of trying out and walking on when I got to UMass as well. But there was one time when I was just playing around when I went up for a dunk and I came down and I completely dislocated my knee, and it turns out I tore my ACL and my MCL, and this was really a pretty shocking thing because I'd always played basketball my whole life, and this was the first time where I couldn't actually play. So I got carted off in an ambulance, and I found out that it was a torn ACL and MCL. So this was around January 2010, and the next time I could get surgery would be on spring break in March. So I spent my whole spring break getting the surgery, and it was a pretty intense surgery. It was about 4 hours long, and it was really painful. And it left me with this scar right here, all along here. And but when I got back to UMass, it posed a lot of challenges to getting around campus because it was still winter time, and I had to use a disability services. So with an ACL surgery, you have to do a lot of rehab. It takes about a year for you to come back fully to playing sports. At a young age, if you're at a young enough age, you can maybe come back around 6 months, but your knee really doesn't feel as good until about a year later. So I had to do physical therapy about 3 times a week, and this was pretty hard to do with a full study schedule. But I managed to do it, and it's a very slow process. In about a month, you make very little advances. My doctor actually joked to me that because this is about the time that Wes Welker hurt his knee, and he said that because he made such a speedy recovery, that this was actually bad for sports medicine doctors out there because he made it back in 4 months, and that's just pretty much unheard of in any other situation. And he said that all these kids now are expecting to come back in 4 months, and that is just completely unreasonable. So I spent all summer rehabbing. It was starting to feel really good. Around 4 months, I began to run again, and around 6 months, I got the clearance from my doctor to actually begin doing active sports again. So I started playing basketball a little bit, and when I came back to school, I decided to take an extra month uh, to recover some more to get my legs stronger. But then around 7 months, I decided to play a pickup game again because my knee felt pretty good. I ended up playing about 3 or 4 games, and on the last game, I decided I'd play one more game at the end because I was feeling pretty good. So although on the first play of the last game, I twisted my knee just to make a pivot, and I heard a pop, and I couldn't believe it. But turns out I tore my ACL again, and this was pretty upsetting to me because after all the work that I did all summer and all the rehab that I did, it was all down the drain. And I had hopes of walking on my senior year after training all throughout my junior year to maybe walk on, and now this dream was not going to happen anymore. So it turns out that I tore my ACL again, and I needed to get a surgery on it for a second time. So I got the surgery over winter break, and now today I go to physical therapy about twice a week, and there I'm doing lunges and squats and going on the bike, just pretty basic stuff, just to get my knee working again. Because it's going to be a pretty long process till I play basketball again, if I ever do. But that's what my hope is. I hope to one day play basketball, the game I love, and that's just a dream that I keep pushing for.